Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya360. As you may remember, the soldiers are having a really rough time trying to fight with Krishna. They began to say to one another, the prospect is not good. The brambles rubbed against their persons and their clothes were torn. Some loudly lamented, saying their lives were in peril. It was intensely cold and the army was therefore in a perilous situation. They struggled in the barren jungle and their horses ran away. The life of the world performed a wonder and did not take the life of anyone. The soldiers wandered here and there in a naked state and were all overtaken by a great disaster. Their weapons fell from their hands and their horses had already run into the forest. Their clothes were snatched from them by the thorny bushes and all were in beggarly condition. In this way, having punished the evil-minded, Chakrapani returned, went to the kirtan of Tukaram, and danced, full of love. None of the listeners knew what was happening. The Lord of Pandari had warded off disaster and had performed a great Maya illusion. The life of the world came near Tuka and whispered in his ear all the news and told him to continue his kirtan with love and without any fear in his mind. Then all the audience shouted victory, victory, and clapped their hands and loudly sang the names of God. The Vaishnavas danced in the kirtan and Vanamali, Vishnu, was pleased. All the people told the king of the coming of the enemy's army and how it ran away without being opposed. The king wondered and said that the husband of Rukmini was pleased with him, for an irresistible disaster had come on all. He felt satisfied in this way and continued listening to the kirtan. The audience were awake for 12 hours, and it was dawn. Auspicious lamps were waved over the husband of Rukmini, and the people shouted Hari's names and fell prostrate on the ground full of love. As the king was returning home, the men and women in the town accosted him, saying, "Last night we saw one like you running through the town quickly. As the army saw him, they ran after him. But how you escaped the disaster, we very much wonder." The king wondered at heart and said, "God's deeds are unfathomable. The merciful Chakrapani, Krishna, saved me from calamity." Shivaji offers grain to Tukaram. One day, King Shivaji was thinking to himself, if I offer a fortune to Tukaram, he does not accept it. Therefore, I shall present myself as a humble person and take grain to his house. Otherwise, he will not accept my offer of royal food. With this plan, he wore torn clothes and, loading 2 mounds of grain on a bullock, started to go. As the night had advanced to Gatikas, 48 minutes, he arrived at Tukoba's house. Tukoba was sitting near the Tulsi altar with a mala in his hand. Just then the king quickly arrived and threw down the sack of grain at the door and said, "Swami, I have acquired this grain by labor. With devotion I have brought a little to your feet. I'm very humble and lowly. Please store up this in your house." Then the king bowed to him and quickly went away. Tuka knew in his heart the plan the king had adopted. He thought, if I tell the king that I have made him out, his love will receive a blow. Therefore, he silently went on repeating the names of God. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.